So this is the error which is being displayed right over here. It says about that the cross origin request is blocked. So what is this cross origin request? It practically wants to use the HTTP. It is a relative path, but it has no HTTP or HTTPS into its path address or URL file address. So that is why this kind of error is being reflected right over here, this cross origin request. This is what we need to fix up, and what is the way to fix it up? This is the test HTML and this is the root directory of the project. Where is it? It is right into our computer. This is the part where we will be needing something else, like here we will be needing a host server from where this kind of operation, this kind of problems can be solved in. It practically requires an HTTP file name or HTTPS file name to run it into our project. But we are not practically having any kind of HTTP or HTTPS relative path file address right over here, as it is running manually from our local machine. That is why in this purpose we will be requiring something else like a local host. So first of all, let's work in the environment of a local host server. So right now we are in a local host server, and in the first case we will be needing to open the local host home page here. I am practically using this WAMP server, and we can see that so far there's no such project known as this web project over here. In the first case, all we need to do, we need to copy and paste everything, the root directory of our project, into this individual local host root directory. So first of all, we will be heading back to our www directory first. In the next case, we will be copying the root directory project that we are currently working and which is been situated into our local computer. We will be copying everything from here, including the root directory itself, and we will be pasting it into our local host root server. So we can see that web project is right now into our local host root directory. And here in the first case, remember that so far this is the page which is been located into our local computer, not into the local host. So any kind of changes over here cannot fix up the problem. If we head back into our page and reload, we can see that the same problem will be persisting right into our project. The problem is not solved yet. We are practically inside the local host server right now, and we can see that this is the web project we are currently working on. So if we now click on it, and we can see that on clicking this thing, immediately the content from external file is being displayed right over here. So we are practically able to display, to fetch and to compile the content from the external file, and we are able to display it into our project, into a local host root directory, into a local host environment. So that is why whenever this sort of problem occurs into our project, remember that the cross origin blocked, this request is being generated by our page. So that is why in case to run with the ng include directive properly, we need to run it into a local host or into a web server, a live web server environment, and then we will be able to compile it properly into our HTML browser. So if, for say, we will see what is happening over here. If we head back to our test.html now, we will be seeing what is happening. Instead of this p tag, if we now use this h1 tag, and this is the h1 tag, closing tag right over here. We have made this amendment into the external HTML file, which is known as test.html. And if we head back to our project and reload, we won't be seeing any kind of changes being reflected right over here. This is due to the fact this is a local host server project which is currently being shown to us. So if we wish to make any kind of changes into our external file, we need to do it into the web project or into the project that we are working, which is currently residing into the local host root directory. So we will be now making the same change here. This is the h1 and this is the h1 closing tag. Now if we head back to our project and reload, we can see that immediately the content from external file, it is practically getting changed. The changes are now reflected into our project. Any kind of changes, whatever we do, for say, if we use a different font color, not like this one, if we just use this style here for say color red. Now if we reload, we can see that immediately the changes taking place. This is due to the fact now we are practically modifying the content from the external HTML file which lies within the root directory of our local host server. So this is the thing that we need to discuss in this particular tutorial. Hope you guys have liked this tutorial. If you guys have liked this tutorial, then do not hesitate to hit that red subscribe button down below. Hope to see you guys in our next tutorial. Till then, bye.